Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are going to dive into something truly fascinating. We're going to completely dissect a highly specific promotional prompt, kind of look under the hood, and understand exactly how to engineer a high-end, cinematic branding strategy from scratch. We are looking at a creative brief designed for a company called Click2. By breaking down the very specific instructions hidden inside this prompt, we're going to see exactly how a premium, highly energetic visual identity is built piece by piece. Okay, let's kick things off with this foundational quote straight from our source material. Create a modern and cinematic promotional advertisement for Click2. Right out of the gate, this sets an incredibly ambitious, premium tone for the entire campaign. Notice it doesn't ask for a simple slideshow or just your standard run-of-the-mill corporate introduction. Nope, it demands something modern and cinematic. It's essentially telling us that we aren't just sharing information here, we're crafting an experience. So, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The premium brand vision, 2. Setting the visual stage, 3. Capturing the kinetic action, 4. Aesthetic, lighting, and color, 5. Typography and the grand finale, and finally 6. Strict technical specifications. All right, let's jump right into part 1, the premium brand vision. What's really interesting here is how the core identity gets established immediately. The prompt asks to position Click2 as a premium digital printing and branding company, but it pairs that descriptor with a required style that is energetic, professional, and ultra-realistic. It's demanding an aesthetic that feels exactly like a high-end luxury branding ad. You know, it takes an industry that some might view as purely functional, like printing, and injects it with this dynamic, premium life force. It's a total game changer for how you perceive the service. Moving right along to part 2, setting the visual stage. The source material brilliantly outlines the requested tension. We're explicitly blending a luxury corporate environment with creative print studio aesthetics. Think about that for a second. It's seamlessly fusing the polished, high-end corporate world with the hands-on, modern machinery of a working creative studio. You aren't just stuck in a stuffy boardroom, and you aren't just out in a warehouse either. You are in a sleek, ultra-modern hybrid space where business strategy literally meets a vibrant execution. Next up is part 3, capturing the kinetic action. Now, the prompt doesn't just lazily say, show us printing. It meticulously lists very specific subjects to ensure the audience sees modern machines churning out vibrant designs in Ultra HD quality, and across a wide array of products, too. We're talking large format printing machines in action. We need to see business cards, custom t-shirts, mugs, banner, and flex printing, the whole shebang when it comes to packaging materials. But crucially, it anchors all this technology with humanity. It demands shots of designers actually working on high-end computers and satisfied clients receiving their products. It's a complete start-to-finish kinetic journey. So, the real secret sauce here is how using highly sensory, kinetic action shots elevates the perceived physical value of the final printed products. The brief specifically asks for colorful ink splashes in slow motion and close-up shots of premium paper textures. By zeroing in on these visceral, tactile details, it forces the final output to scream quality. You aren't just looking at a piece of paper, you are virtually feeling its premium texture right through your screen. All right, let's look at part 4, aesthetic, lighting, and color. This is where we get into the real gloss of the ad. The prompt dictates a very strict visual theme. On one hand, we have the core brand colors, black, orange, blue, and white, all housed within a clean, premium workspace. But then, pay attention to how those colors are meant to be lit and textured. The prompt asks for modern neon lighting, realistic reflections, and ultra-detailed textures, all brought together with smooth cinematic transitions. So that strict brand color palette is combined with premium color grading to forge a truly high-energy creative atmosphere. Which brings us to part 5, typography, and the grand finale. While all those beautiful, slow-motion visuals we talked about are playing, the prompt dictates exact typographical requirements. Phrases like print your vision, creative printing solutions, and fast, professional, premium quality. These aren't just random buzzwords. These exact requirements are designed to punch the core messaging in directly and cleanly. They essentially act as the narrative anchor for those fast-paced visuals, making sure the audience doesn't just watch a pretty video but actually absorbs the core value proposition of Click2. And then we have the ending scene, which is broken down into a precise 3-step choreography. Step 1, the Click2 logo appears with a glowing animation. Step 2, premium printed products are displayed all around it. Step 3, The whole thing is tied together with a modern cinematic finish and dynamic lighting. The ending is choreographed perfectly through these steps to leave a lasting, incredibly premium impression of the brand in the viewer's mind. It's a highly calculated, impactful sign-off. Finally, let's wrap up with part 6, strict technical specifications. This is where the practical, real-world utility of the campaign is built in. The prompt requires the output to be in stunning 4K Ultra HD, but it specifies two completely distinct aspect ratios, 16:9 for the standard video commercial and a 1080 by 1080 square format specifically for the social media version. This ensures that the cinematic commercial is going to fit seamlessly onto various distribution platforms, from a massive YouTube ad placement right down to scrolling on an Instagram feed. But, perhaps just as important as what the prompt asks for is what it explicitly forbids. The brief lists strict negative constraints. No watermark, no blurry elements, no extra unnecessary text. To maintain that ultra-realistic luxury branding standard we've been tracking, the prompt sets these strict no rules to guarantee an uncompromised, razor-clean final product. It literally leaves no room for amateur mistakes that could cheapen the brand's premium positioning. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this to chew on. What does your prompt say about your brand's vision? We just saw how meticulously crafting parameters, from demanding slow-motion sensory details and specific neon lighting, all the way down to strict negative constraints, can completely redefine a visual identity. When you structure your instructions with this level of cinematic precision, you don't just get a simple product, you get an experience. Think about how you can apply this level of architectural detail to your own projects. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.